All right, we're going to dive into something that is, well, both fascinating and honestly, a little bit terrifying. We're talking about what actually happens to your brain and your body when you just stop sleeping completely.
So let me ask you this. You've probably pulled an all-nighter before, right? You know how you feel the next day, kind of foggy, out of it? Now just imagine doing that for 7 days straight. What do you think would actually happen? Well, here's the short answer, and spoiler alert, it is not pretty. We're not just talking about feeling a little tired or getting grumpy. We're talking about a deep biological breakdown. Your brain, it literally begins to fall apart.
Okay, so let's walk through this timeline day by day. It all starts in a place that might feel a little too familiar for some of us. The first 48 hours without any sleep. And believe me, the descent into chaos, it happens way faster than you'd think.
Think about this. After just 24 hours of being awake, your brain is functioning at a level that's pretty much on par with someone who is legally drunk. Seriously, your reaction times slow way down, your ability to focus is basically gone, and your mood is all over the place. You wouldn't get behind the wheel of a car after a few drinks, right? Well, scientifically speaking, you're in a very similar state of impairment after just one single night of no sleep.
Now we hit the 48-hour mark. And this is when your brain starts to take matters into its own hands. And it gets weird. Your brain is so starved for rest at this point, so desperate to just do its basic cleanup job, that it starts shutting down little parts of itself without your permission. They're called microsleeps. These are tiny, involuntary blackouts that can happen even when your eyes are wide open. You could be in the middle of a conversation or just walking, and your brain just checks out for a few seconds. Okay, this is the part of the journey where things go from just bad to deeply, deeply alarming. Your mind officially enters a state of crisis, and it starts losing its grip on what's real. And the escalation from here? It is frighteningly fast. By day 3, the very fabric of reality starts to tear. And by day 5, it's pretty much completely shredded. So, after 72 hours awake, your brain can no longer tell the difference between what's a thought inside your head and what's actually happening in the outside world. This is what leads to vivid hallucinations. You start seeing, hearing, or even feeling things that are simply not there. By the time you get to day 5, you are experiencing full-blown psychosis. You see, the brain's chemical messengers, the neurotransmitters that control your thoughts and emotions, they're in total chaos. This isn't just seeing a few strange things anymore. We're talking about a complete psychological break, where you lose your sense of who you are and any real connection to the world around you. And while your mind is completely coming unglued, your body is staging its own catastrophic rebellion. This breakdown isn't just in your head. It is a total system meltdown. It's like a domino effect. First, your brain cells just can't communicate with each other properly anymore, because without sleep, all this metabolic waste builds up and literally clogs the pathways. This leads to a cascade of physical failures. Your core body temperature starts to drop because your internal thermostat goes haywire. And then your immune system, your body's entire defense force, it just crashes. Production of essential T cells plummets, leaving you completely vulnerable to, well, everything. At this point, your body is running on absolute empty. Physical collapse is a very real possibility. Your muscles might just give out, or your body might make one last desperate attempt to save itself, causing you to literally fall asleep while you're standing up. So, this brings us to the big one, the ultimate question that's probably been floating around in your head this whole time. Can a lack of sleep, by itself, actually kill you? The answer is complicated and kind of chilling. No, you won't technically die directly from a lack of sleep. But the consequences, they are absolutely deadly. All of your body's core systems, the ones that regulate your temperature, fight infections, and just maintain consciousness, they all fail. In essence, sleep deprivation makes your body forget the most basic rules of how to survive. So, after taking that terrifying little trip into the sleepless mind, what's the big takeaway? What's the moral of this biological horror story? Well, it really all boils down to a powerful argument against our modern obsession with being always on. You know, that whole hustle culture idea that you have to be grinding 24/7 to succeed. That whole idea? It's a biological fantasy. Because sleep isn't downtime. It's not a luxury. It's a critical maintenance cycle where your brain literally cleans itself out.
The simple, non-negotiable truth is that your brain and your body run on sleep. It is essential, high-octane fuel.
So that leaves us with one final thought. When you look at your own life and your own habits, it's worth asking yourself, how much fuel is your brain really running on? Think about it.